Hi guys, this is Jake at Canadian Cutting Edge, and today is December the, what is it? Today is December the 3rd, and I am feeling better as far as my health goes than I have in like 6-7 weeks. Today is a good day. Well, I still feel pretty bad, but better than I have for a very long time. And it's a celebration day. Today you're going to see who's the Patreon winner for the 1st of December. That is those Patreon supporters who sponsored me at the end of November or 1st of December, whatever. Well, before I talk about that, it's also an unboxing video, and you're going to want to see what I'm unboxing. Today's video will start off with announcing who's the Patreon winner. If you're not familiar with that, every month, Patreon supporters support this channel for $2 US or more. And at the end of the month, when the Patreon takes out the money and I get a list of who's all sponsored me that month, I do a random generated number using the Google search engine. This month, for December 1st, there were 34 supporters from you guys, so I put in 1 through 34, hit the random generate number, and the number 4 came up. And so I went to my Patreon page, and I'll give you a picture of it this time. I blocked out the last names. Patreon supporters, please get back to me. Do you want me to list your names on a video? I always feel like I'm not sure if I should be putting things up like that or not. If you'd like me to put that at the end of certain videos, like once a month or twice a month, to let my, you guys want your names out there, to show off that you're supporting Canadian Cutting Edge, I'm very thankful. I'd love to do it. I just don't like using other people's names unless I have permission to do it. So that'd be great. Patreon supporters, you guys are the best. I looked down to the number 4, and Brian. Brian's been a long-term supporter of this channel, and he's off on the east end of Canada. At least I believe he is. Brian T, that's the full name that I'm going to give you. And so I'm going to send him a knife. Last month, I reviewed a few knives. Let me show you what they are. These. Got to be careful holding these. One of them was the TwoSun SNS. This is a really nice knife, S35VN titanium handle scales. This is a little pricey, but the winner can choose this. I'll make a deal with the winner if he chooses this, because this is $109 US retail price. That's when it's on sale. So very nice knife. And I like little knives. Some other knives that we reviewed were the Shark by Artisan Cutlery, G10 version. This rake knife, this is the 843, the P843. Another rake knife that was a little more recent is the P661. It's a right-handed knife, and I'm going to try to use my left hand to open it. There we go. And P661, really nice little knife. And finally was the Sword Amerikiwi. So Brian gets to choose from these, and since there's so few videos that I did in November, I'll let him look back on older videos and maybe choose one of those knives, because I love giving back to my Patreon supporters. I'll also send Brian a surprise. So now let's get on to well, thank you very much to my Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. And now let's get on to the unboxing. I got onto a TwoSun kick over a month ago, and I spent some of my PayPal money on some TwoSun knives, and they finally arrived. Bought them through eBay, and that's where the TwoSun does most of his stuff, does their stuff. And since they were mailing them to Canada, he split them up between handles and blades. And Canada Customs held on to the handles, the blades for a long time, and I finally got them. So let me put those two videos together and show you that. And then I've got another package just yesterday, and I'll unbox this. I believe this is probably also a TwoSun knife. This will come out last. As you can see, Canada Customs has sealed this package as well, and so we'll see what's in here. Keep watching. Well, it took a couple extra weeks because, Canadian government, the Canada Border Services Agency, CBSA decided to double check that these are okay. So this just arrived today, and these are the blades for those two TwoSun knives. So I'm going to put them together off camera and let you take a brief look at them to finish off this unboxing video, and hopefully we can do the reviews before too long. So here's the little bit of video with this knife taken apart. You can see we've got ceramic ball bearings, ceramic detent ball, full liners, stone washed, nice skeletonizing, G10 spacer, back spacer here. There's no lanyard hole on this knife. I don't mind. 12C27 steel on the blade, and check out the size of those thumb studs. Woo! So that's how it's made. And here's what it looks like taken apart. It's a little bit dirty. I guess I'll clean that up a little bit. It's got one of those stop pins that's built onto the blade, and so the stop pin slides in that track right there and stops on either end right there. Kind of like those. Those are kind of nice. And it's got that really kind of unique stylized Tanto blade. Nice recurve here and a bit of a belly there. Good looking D2 steel and the bead blast fuller. And let's put this guy together and see how well it performs. So here they are reassembled, and I'm ready to give my first impressions on them. Let's start with this guy. This guy is the older model. This is the TS17, so it's fairly early in the model runs. TwoSun TS17. So I guess maybe this is their 17th model. That's probably what that means. And we've got D2 steel, and we've got a funky. I'd put this in the fantasy category of a fantasy blade, but it is quite functional as well. Because you've got this nice round belly here that's great for cutting all kinds of things, or all kinds of cuts like that. And a recurve here is great for if you're holding something in the hand and you need to slice it. Recurves work great for that. And it's a thick piece of steel, so that's a little closer to the more fantasy kind of end. D2 steel, quite nice. It's got a little bit. It was packed with a lot of oil, so I'm gonna have to wash this thing again. But it's quite comfortable in hand, actually. I'm grabbing it like this, and I rather like all these angles back here actually end up being quite comfortable. Back spacer, no lanyard hole, actually, on either one of these. And yeah, it feels good in the hand. They use common hardware, even though these two are, quite far apart. This is the TS168. It's got the exact same pivot screw there. They both have the same, ball bearing, ceramic ball bearings, and it's nice. There's a little bit of jimping on the thumb release there. The release is actually very well made. The flipper tab is quite small, but I haven't had a problem flipping it. It's a weighty blade, so you can feel it. It doesn't just sort of snap out. You sort of start pushing it, and then the weight takes over and pulls it out. And it's got a bit of a thud there. I really do like that bead blasted fuller. It's growing on me as I play with it. So I paid $31 US for this. That's all I paid for it. It's because I got it on eBay from the TwoSun Knives page, and most of their sales are auctions. And one trick to look for is look for auctions that end not during the evening in North American time zones. Because evenings, North American time zones, is when you're going to have the most North Americans and Americans bidding on these things. And it's sort of just anecdotal, but it seems like the prices go higher when the auctions end in North American evening times. So especially if you work shift work or something, try to get these things when they end, like at 4 a.m. your local time, and chances are higher, that is if you're in North America, that you'll have less people bidding on it at the last moment. This guy, I am loving this knife. Even the color, you know, it's got that sort of zombie green kind of color, and then inlaid G10. Well, the green is G10 as well, the black G10. The pocket clip is very, very nice. It looks great. And nicely rounded. It's like a bead blasted titanium or something like that. You've got the option of flipper, and it flies out like crazy, or these big thumb studs. And action's just great. 12C27, I mentioned that already, not bad. I don't know if that's an older logo for Morning Sun. No, Morning MS. Who is MS? Somebody's going to know exactly who this is. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. Well, I know why I'm drawing a blank, because I'm drawing a blank. There you go. And check this out. It's just beautiful. That little bit of jimping on the side actually does come in handy, or the milling on the side of the handle. Get just some closer looks at this. You can see the lines. That's actually not bead blasted. You can see it now in the close-up. There's lines milled on an angle across there. I didn't see that with the naked eye, but I can see it on the LCD screen now. T8 screws, and they're very well-made screws. Nice backspacer. I like this blade shape. That's a straight edge right there, so it's like a clip point, even if it was curved, but if it was rounded, I'd call it more of a drop point, so that's nice. Now, I've got some more TwoSun knives coming my way. A slip joint, which I hope will arrive any day now. Okay, and so this is that last package. Let's open it up and see what's in here. Yep, it's a TwoSun knife, and it's probably a slip joint, because I ordered a slip joint, and that's why it got through customs. Yes, this is that nice little slip joint knife that I was looking at. Because you know I like little knives, and I like slip joints. Oh, I didn't notice. That is cool. The lanyard option back here. I'm going to bring my camera closer to the tabletop so we can take a better look at that. Okay, so there you go. A little piece of solid carbon fiber. They use standard or flat screws on there. And this lanyard option, it's just a loose piece back here that you can put some paracord through. That is so cool. I didn't notice that in the pictures. Well, they didn't describe it that way or anything, so there you go. And the blade, I think it's supposed to be S90. Yeah, it's S90V. I remembered that correctly. And H.YD. I don't know that designer. But we got like a sheep's foot design, a bit of a belly on this knife. Very, very strong slip joint. Yeah, that's strong. That takes a lot of force to close, and then it's got a strong detent at halfway. Just listen to this. I'm sure it's going to snap. Yeah. That's a very strong slip joint. You'd have to hit it very hard on the back to make it start to close. And since it's just a little knife, it's actually quite comfortable. These two choils here for the fingers and a third finger back here. I love my little knives. And this is a very nice knife. I don't have an awful lot of experience with S90V. This is my second knife with it that I've got this year. Oh, I did cut myself. Look at that. When I went to close it, I had my hand like this, and it stopped at the halfway point, right where the sharpener's choil is. I bit myself. That's the very first time in my life. And it's super, super minor. I didn't even feel it. Well, I felt it happen, but I didn't think I cut myself. So there you go. TwoSun is a first-timer for me. The first time I've ever gotten a little bit of a bite from a slip joint knife. In my opinion, slip joint knives are super safe. If you learn how to use them properly and you're careful, they are safe as ever. And yeah, just a tiny bit of blood right there. Well, probably partly due to the fact that, you know, being as ill as I am, I'm just not thinking as clearly as I should and behaving as safely as I should. But there you go. I like that bit of a hole right there. They could have just done a little oval, but they did a cool little shape in there. And very safe. You have to pull very hard to get it to open up. It wants to stay closed. Now, I could take it apart and round some of those just slightly to make it open and close a little more easily if I wanted to, but I seriously doubt that I'm going to do that. Like that carbon fiber piece inlay, and this is titanium S90V. This is a nice little knife. Wow. I'll be doing a review of this guy. I just don't know how quickly I'll do my reviews. I'm trying to get 2 videos out per month. And if that includes videos like this, a week, not month, a week, 2 videos a week, that's my goal. And so hopefully I'll be able to do that for the rest of December. December is also the month of my anniversary. That's on the 30th of December. 31 years with my wife. And of course there's Christmas, and of course there's New Year's, and there's family gatherings, and there's special events. And December is an awesome, fun month for me. Thanks for watching this little video. It's actually a little bit long now, isn't it? And thanks for subscribing. Thank you again to my Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to become a Patreon supporter, there's a link down below. Or you can just go to patreon.com/CCE for Canadian Cutting Edge, and you can find me. And you can become a sponsor. And, like this month, there was a 1 in 34 chance that you would win. I allow you to win once per calendar year. So if you won in 2019, no worries. You get to try again. If your number comes up in 2020, you get to win again. But hopefully the random draws will help it to spread around and all the Patreon supporters get a chance. So it's very good odds that you can win a knife, and I give you a surprise knife as well, other than the one you choose, because I like my Patreon supporters, and you like me, I can tell. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And remember, guys, always cut towards your chum, not your thumb.